Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'll get to the comments in a minute, see who's in. I hope everyone's doing well. And hi to anybody who's watching this on replay. So we've got usual suspects running today. We got my new Red Stripe 37 and the EWS 37 running on the main layout, and then on the 6x4. It's probably about as close as you'll ever get to see me running something prototypical. It's all Irish trains. It's my new Class 181 I got for my birthday last week, along with my A class, and sat in the siding there as the Class 121. So where's the old phone? Let's see who's in chat. Let's see who we got. Oh, chat's disappeared again. Hot dog pilot Andy. Sorry, Mark, won't be able to. I'm shooting up to see highways in Bedford. Fair enough, Andy. If you're watching this on playback or whatever. Jason, Barnum's Junction. Good evening, Jason. How are you doing? I did see your name pop up, and then I frantically went to my phone to go, Jason's not live tonight, is he? I missed that, have I? I'm not supposed to set up a defer to him. No, I can't see anything set up for you tonight. Martin O'Keefe, good evening, Martin. How you doing? Alan White, good evening, Alan. Clive's in the house. How you doing, Clive? I seen those photos you sent in to me. Was it yesterday you emailed them? I haven't got them ready for tonight, so I'll hold them over to next week. Flymo Chairman 1, good evening, Flymo. How you doing? Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath. Hello, sir. Who else we got in? Jerry BVR, good evening, Jerry. Chris Valley 56, good evening. Lintree Town Trains, good evening. Wolfsack Scenery, Scenics, PW, good evening. Brian's in the house. Hi, Brian. How you doing? Damp Donegal. Yes, a sort of dampish evening here. Tom Houston Model Rail. RG Trains, hello. How you doing, guys? Trevor Veals in the house. Valerie Green. How you doing, Valerie? I was at the show on Friday. That's the video that's coming out tomorrow. Valerie was there. She was going on about knobs. I'm not sure what she was on about. Christopher Hobby Vlog. How you doing, Christopher? Good to see you here. And is there anyone I missed? I'll say hello, Tom. Delph Junction. Craig, how you doing, sir? Maura Curran. Hi, Maura. Good evening to you. Clive, Newland Railway. Ivo Van Zon. Oh, they're all coming in now. Joshua W56 Gaiman. Good evening, guys. Oh, Kieran J94. How you doing, Kieran? Good to see you here. So how everyone's been doing? What have you been up to? I got no modeling done over the weekend. As all of you know, Saturday was my birthday, so we went out for a trip. We drove up to Derry. We got the train from Derry to Castle Rock. It's only a half an hour ride on the train. They got a lovely little burger van there that does all these excellent burgers. So had a burger, went for a walk on the beach, had an ice cream, got the train back, came home, stopped in Asda on the way home, and they've been going on about this drink called Fireball, which is a cinnamon whiskey. And I like cinnamon and I like whiskey. So got that, drank that. Saturday evening, that was my Sunday gone. No more Sunday. I managed to drag myself out of bed to watch the Grand Prix, and then the rest of the evening was just a waste. So that was that. So you can see there going around on the 6x4 is my birthday present from my kids. It's the latest Murphy's Models Class 181 going around, along with my A class and the Class 121 sitting in the siding there. Jew Hoverson, hope I said that right. How you doing? Good evening. Thank you, Brian. So Again, hi to anybody who's there watching but not in the chat. And if you've got any questions or anything, do pop them into the chat. Cinnamon and whiskey, yes, Flymo. It was nice to see. Yeah, this is the closest you'll ever see me to running anything prototypical. It's all Irish trains on the layout. That's. I think they probably were on the lines all at around the same time. Because I think it was in the 60s they all sort of came in. Oh, Carl's in the house. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Yeah, so what's running around there is the 3 carriages that I painted, which look okay from a distance. Don't look at them too closely. Joshua, good luck with regaging them. So tonight, I forgot to put my notifications on silent. Let me just do that. Oh, that's Craig sending me through his pictures of his new loco, the Sutton. I haven't seen. I've seen your videos up. I haven't seen it yet, Craig. But if somebody wants to pop a link into it, in case somebody isn't subscribed to Craig here. Yeah, it looks very nice, Craig. Right, as I was saying, what I plan to do tonight is I've got the bottom left screen there, these 060s that needed some new motors. I took them apart ages ago, and I ordered the motors ages ago. And I found them sitting while I was tidying up. I thought, oh, I must actually do those. So we might have a go at that tonight, of swapping these motors over. It's that long since I've done it now. I've got to try and test each one of them and see which one's working and which one's not, and what's best to change. As far as I remember, I think one of them was just the running gear and everything was completely duff on it. So I'll get the transformer out, we'll test it all. Heath, how you doing, sir? Present next to Logman Shed, good evening. Yes, I don't think we'll have Mr. Dodge in tonight. I see he's heading, is he heading to Oz or New Zealand? I know he's heading that direction, but his flight got diverted to Honolulu, so he's stuck in a hotel there for the day before his flight continues. So he's probably getting some shut-eye. Yes, monorail cruise coming up on the 23rd. I won't be able to make it because the missus is away that weekend, so I need to be here with the kids. Next show I'll be going across the water to will be Stafford. Sorry, I got good old Dr. Pepper here again. People pay good money to get to Honolulu. Yeah. Stuck in Honolulu. Yeah, he put it up on Facebook. A few people made that comments, and then Joyce comments as well. We're in quite a sort of built-up area. They're not out anywhere nice, so I'm sure they'll make the most of it. Right, where am I? What am I doing? Right, let's plug in the transformer. That's on. Last time I done this, I wasn't working. I realized I didn't have the transformer switched on. Right, so I'm pretty sure a couple of these, the motors were actually just basic junk. So I'm going to set it up on my rolling road, give it some power, see what happens. Because some of these were the models that ran on the layouts in the museum, so they, they're just basically worn out. Actually, let's try and move this somewhere where you can actually see it on camera and see what I'm doing. And I'll move this around a little bit so you can sort of see what I'm doing. And where did I put the, oh yeah. So I'll try and keep an eye on the chat at the same time. So if there's any questions coming in or anything, someone point them out to me. That's the package made it to New Zealand. Hope you edit me out of the video in Bangor. You'll have to wait till tomorrow, Valerie. Longest flight I was on was Auckland to Doha, 16 hours, 45 minutes. Oh, I think the longest flight I've ever been on is to Dublin to Orlando. That was about 9 hours. Why is that? Yep. Always helps. Switch it on. So I'm just applying power directly to the motor. Right, that one seems to be working. Oh yeah, this one just has a puff of smoke coming out of it. So this one obviously needs swapping out. Well, the furthest I ever flew, my flying was training flights. The longest flight ever done probably would have been from Sligo to Bristol, which was about a 3-hour flight. I have done longer flights, but it's basically just going up when I was training, flying around in circles for 5 hours. I flew all the way from Sligo to Galway, Kerry, Waterford, back up to Sligo, as you had to build so many hours when you were training to be a pilot. So I didn't fly any big commercial stuff, even though I did have a commercial pilot's license. But that sadly has lapsed now, so I haven't actually flown an aircraft for years. Right, I thought I had everything ready, but I didn't pick up my screwdrivers. All right, chat's doing the usual thing on the phone where it freezes. Puff of smoke, well, it is a steamer. Can you run locos that are not DCC ready with a DCC controller? No. But you can run some DCC locos on a DC controller, depending on which chip is installed. So you can't run DC on DCC, but you can run DCC on DC, again, depending on the chip you have installed. Right, so I'm going to pop this motor out. Screws off. So the motor sits in that little housing there, so I just got to prise it out of there without snapping any plastic. And I have the spares here. Before I go any further, I will just make sure it's the right motor. Again, it's the right size. All right, get my soldering iron out because I need to desolder and then resolder. What is that? So let's move the power supply out of the way. Bring in the soldering iron. You think I would have been prepared and had all this stuff out ready? There are YouTube channels which make a fortune out of releasing the magic smoke. Right, so the iron's heating up. See a 121 and a 141. It's a 181 that's going around there. I've had those Galway coaches for a while. And the A-Class is pulling some coaches I painted myself. And yes, the 121 is just sitting in the siding. So as I was saying, that's about as prototypical as you get from me. They're all trains are from the same country, same sort of livery, and more or less the same time period. Yeah, they are Lima coaches. No live streaming YouTubers are prepared for what they're about to do. Right, so let's desolder this. It's one of those things where you need 3 hands. And if you hear a swear word, you know I've burnt myself. Come on. Actually, got a little bit of heat shrink on this. So you have everyone fighting for your DCC layout, huh? Oh, melting a bit of plastic there. Why does this melted plastic smell like pizza? Do you know what? I think they've threaded that through, so I'm just going to snip it. Right, so that's that out. Raymond Eggs, good evening. How are you doing? Okay, Clive, take care. So I'll have your photos ready for next week. Just I've had a busy couple of days, so I haven't been able to get things sorted. Yeah, so the Bangor show was actually quite good. The guys were good enough to let me in a little bit early to have a look around and do some filming and stuff. It was a nice show. Oh, there we go. Well, that's out, and that looks pretty much the same as the one I'm taking out, although it's got a brass cog on it as opposed to a plastic one, which is probably better. Put it in the right way around. Ah, it's a different size. Oh, looks the same size. Just needs a little bit of brute force and ignorance. Simon Trains, Model Rover Showcase. Good evening, Simon. I was watching your video going to Hoth, and not, I think it was Howth, you pronounced it once, and Drogheda. You did say you were butchering the names a little bit. I was having a chuckle to myself. It was a very good video. It's very very informative. I've never actually been on the Hoth branch line. That's no problem, Simon. It's good to have you here for 10 minutes. Effening, good evening. How are you doing? Guys, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get this motor in the plastic housing without snapping something. You mean 3-in-1 isn't vegetable oil? Why are some people highlighted in green? They are well, most likely will be my channel members if they're in green. And their support is very much welcome. Without you guys, I couldn't do all the work I do in the museum. Like that money channel went to getting all those Gauge Master controllers and transformers for the layout, which I must say has made a massive difference to it. It runs so much smoother now. Along with the new locos as well, which Brian on here actually donated one, and the rest of you guys contributed towards the other 3. Andy Dobson, good evening. 156 Andrew, good evening. How are you doing? Am I going to Methody in August? Yeah, I hope to. I'll be going to Sure. We'll be in Scotland for the weekend. Oh, very nice. Right, that seems to be in. Oh, that's a bit crumpled. Let's try and straighten one of the wipers for the some pliers. Try and flatten that. Did I take it out of this one? Yeah, I did. Putting it back in the right one. Make sure all the wipers go in behind the wheels. A little bit of gentle persuasion. A little bit of under the breath swearing. Oh, good evening, Timber Surf. How are you doing, sir? Good evening, Nick. How are you doing? You need to send me your address or tell me the next time you're going to be somewhere that we're both going to be at so I can send those points on to you. You ever start something that you wish you didn't? Oh, that wiper's a little bit bent. Let's put it under. I suppose this would be a bit easier if I took the wheels out. Unless the boys' A-levels results go badly, I'm in jail on assault and battery. Yeah, I got youngest daughter is doing her junior cert this year, which is the GCSE equivalent in the Irish system. So take them out. Right, I put these in the right way, bend them around. Anthony Middleport Junction, good evening. So what is everyone else up to this evening, besides watching me? All right, I got that. Thanks, Nick. Time for the live stream curse. Everything seems to be running all right so far. Yeah, I'm well impressed with the 181 from Murphy's Models. That'll be next week's video. It runs really nicely. It was a bit of a struggle getting the decoder into it, as it's built by Bachmann for Murphy's Models. And the instructions, you just simply squeeze in the middle and the body pops off. No, it didn't. There was a little bit of jiggery-pokery to get the thing. And as well, it's very delicate because there's a lot of handrails and things on it, so you're limited to where you can sort of grip it. But it is a nice model. It runs really well. Really happy with it. And I believe my daughter went over to see Warren in Modeler's Corner in Enniskillen, and he sorted her out. She went in saying, "It's for Donegal Dad." And he went, "Oh, Mark, yeah, okay." And it was good to chat to everybody up at the show. All those people came up and said hi. And anybody got any opinion on the whole Sam's Trains locomotion thing? I sort of agreed with some of the things Sam said, because recently going to shows and stuff like that, and people asking me questions online, and I don't really like the term influencer, but I have to be careful what I say and what I advise, because people are actually listening to me, which anybody who's got a missus knows it's very unusual to be listened to. But yeah, so it's I just think I have to be mindful of what I say. Because there are behind these companies, as Sam said, there is people putting food on plates, stuff like that. If something doesn't work, no, I'm not going to say everything's rosy, you know. I think something is amiss, and I'll say so. But the majority of these companies, if they do something's amiss, they tend to put it right. Do you guys agree, or? All right. Just got all that seated, and then I dropped it. Start all over again. Let me just check on the chat. Oh, hey, Lettuce in the house. How you doing? Oh, Jennifer Foster McDade. That is my second daughter, a psychologist. You must be really bored, Jennifer, if you're watching me. She's over in the UK at the moment working for the summer. Still subscribe to both of them. That's about all my opinion, really. Yeah, fair enough. I like Sam's Trains for his sort of monthly news. Some of the sort of wacky, silly stuff he does, not really my cup of tea, but, you know, he works hard at his videos. And anybody who does YouTube knows how difficult it is to get videos together and put the stuff out. You know, you see a 10-minute video and you go, oh, that must have, you know, that took 10 minutes to make. Well, it didn't. And YouTube is a time vampire. Yeah. I'm just proving to myself now that I can't talk and do something at the same time. Well, it's Valerie off. Okay. Catch you again, Valerie. There's two types of model rail YouTubers, those who use the channel to promote the hobby and those who use the hobby to promote their channel. Sit back with popcorn and watch. Yeah, well, I try and promote the hobby. I also try and promote the railway centre. Replacing this motor, this is one of these jobs that would probably take you about 20 minutes, half an hour, unless you're trying to do it on a live stream. You're a man after all, Mark. Now a woman could wire those points, watch TV, and chat at the same time. Thank you, Mark. I think that's the first time anyone's ever called me a man. So I'll take that as a compliment. Where's the little washer gone? Right, I'm screwing this all together. Check the wipers are all in place. And solder it back together. And put it on the track and watch that it doesn't work. Oh, I haven't got the wheels quartered properly. Oh, that's why I don't like taking these off. Steve, Route 7, how you doing, sir? Okay, Simon, take care. New Model Railway, good evening. But the one thing I like about YouTube and doing it is this little community we have here. Like, it's the same group of guys in here and gals in every week. We can have a bit of banter, a bit of chat, and you know, if somebody comes in with a question or whatever, somebody on here will answer. Like the question about DCC and DC locomotives earlier on. And that's what it's all about. Let off steam, choo choo. You any idea when you're coming back Thursday evenings, Jason? I think if I asked you that before, but I can't remember what the answer was. Not to put you under any pressure or anything. Right, let's find the solder, the flux. Find it. Right, I got some solder here. I found this solder really, really good. It was recommended to me by Seamus, 3D Laser, who you see in here some evenings. It's 60/40 with flux, 3%. Put that on there so you can see it. I find it works really well. He also gave me this soldering iron, which is a really good iron. It's not any particular make. It's just ones he got a load of them in, and he had one left over, so he gave it to me. And the good thing about it is it senses when you're soldering, when you put it on a joint, so it sends extra power to the tip to heat up quicker, as opposed to just cooling down and taking ages. So it actually solders really, really well. And though he doesn't have any more of them. So I'm just going to solder the tips. Actually, you guys see what I'm doing there? So let's make this one I'm doing work on the big screen. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where are we? There we go. So now you can all have a go. See how long before I swear because I burn my fingers. Let's move that over there out of the way. So what I'm just doing is tinning the terminals tabs on the point motor. So just a bit of solder on there. There we go. You forget how quickly heat transfers down a copper wire. I don't think you need the little capacitor anymore, because that was there for the old cathode ray tubes. Well, I'm going to put it back on anyway. Yeah, a few more people came in, so yes, hello to everybody. Again, if I've missed you in the chat, so pop up and say hello again. And anybody who's watching the background, shown as having 39 in the chat, or 39 on the stream, so you're all very welcome. You hit the old like button for me, please, and subscribe if you're new here. I do this stream every Thursday, unless there's a birthday or a wedding or something getting in the way, but yeah, so that soldering iron makes the job so much easier. It's just instant. Oh, it's popped out again. Right, let's take that off again. Make the wheels are set in properly. Yeah, it is a Thomas 060. There's the body of it. I've also got one of those. There's that, but I think that one's actually working. That's the one I tested. This one I think isn't working, because that's originally Thomas. That was painted up red to look like one of the Donegal engines. So I'm pretty sure this one isn't working. So these run on the layouts, you know, especially this time of year, they could be running 6-7 hours a day. So they tend to wear out. What make is the soldering iron, Mark? Tell you what, I'm not going to pronounce that. I'll just move the camera around so you can read it. You see that? It's a really good soldering iron. As I say, Seamus, fellow director at the railway, he had a load of them because he was selling them on his eBay shop. And he had one left, so he gave it to me, and it works really, really well. I don't know where he got them or whether you can get any more. But it's just, yeah. I've tried different soldering irons, and this one works the best. He was saying the reason it works so well is that it senses when the tip is getting cold. So instead of just being constant on all the time, it senses when you're soldering, so it immediately sends more heat, and it just works a lot better. And it does. Right. Right, that looks a bit better. You know I'm going to put this on now, apply the power, and it's not going to work. is it now anyway? 8:20. I'm just going to do this one tonight. Yeah, so the video out tomorrow will be on the Bangor show. So you can see all the layouts from there. I didn't get as many interviews as I did with the other shows, purely because I was only there Friday evening, because they do the show Friday evenings and Saturdays. Because it's in a church hall, they can't operate on a Sunday. So luckily, the young lad had a half a day at school. He was going to come up with me, but then he decided he didn't want to come up. So I just went up and had a look around and had a great time. Got myself a Burger King on the way home, so that was an extra bonus. Right, I'm just going to apply power to the track and see what happens. Do we get a puff of smoke? Do we get any movement? Nothing. What a thing. Yes, and it is switched on. So let's apply it directly to the motor. Sparking but not running. Is that not engaged properly? The motor will spin the wheels, so that's not the issue. Yeah, maybe the quartering's not quite right. Sparky, sparky spark. Yeah, the 936 Eldron Station. Yeah, that's it. Love our arcade game physics. There was an arcade game I used to play when I was younger. It was about the only game I ever played. I can't even remember what it was called now. It took all my pocket money. All right, let's take this apart again. So I'm not going to say I'm going to do any work on this layout this weekend because it's summertime weekends now, although it is a bank holiday here in Ireland this weekend. There is some gardening I really need to get out and do. So you know what I didn't check is I just took that out of the packet and seen, yeah, it's got 2 different cogs on it. I didn't actually check to see if the cogs were actually different. The screw on it was different. Space Invaders. No, it wasn't Space Invaders. Remember, it was one that the spaceship threw out hoops, and as you go up the level, eventually the highest level you got, it would turn into a bat, and it would fire bats and it could destroy everything. No idea what it was called. Okay, Joshua. Yeah, I don't think Barnes was. Jason's not on tonight. Oh, you got the new 66, have you, Flymo? What's it like? I know you say you haven't run it yet, but you know what? I'm just going to take that out and hook the power up and see if it runs without that, because that may be the issue I have. Oh, it's not running. Oh, have I got a duff motor, or does it just not? Hang on, I got the old motor and I got another one of these new ones. So let's have a look. The brass screw is slightly longer than the plastic one, so that's why it's jamming. So that isn't a X8202. So I've got the wrong motors. Right. I'll have to go back to the drawing board and find out which is the right motor then. So that's not going to work after all that soldering. Okay, Maura, good night. Catch you again. Just swap the worms. Yeah, see, that's always easier said than done. I don't have a worm puller to pull it off. And they're not going to come off by hand. The plastic one wouldn't come off either. Well, that's laid waste to my plans tonight. TPG driver failed to deliver my curious. Congenitally unable to ring my doorbell. Oh, that is so annoying. Night, Raymond. Less of that. Yeah, don't try it without a puller. You can damage the motor. Yeah, I don't have a puller. It's something I must invest in, I suppose. It'd come in useful. Is that Craig's video, Flymo, you've just put up there? If it is, everyone head over there. Well, once the stream's over, subscribe and watch that video. I haven't watched it yet. I do have a Sutton 24 here somewhere. They are a lovely machine. They really, really are nice. Nice weight, good sound, good traction, very responsive. As I say, oh yeah, there it is up there in my cabinet. There it is there. Lovely bit of kit. Okay, well, let's go back to the 4 screen. There we go. Oh, and I've run out of Dr. Pepper. All right, I guess we'll just have a chat. I'm going to switch off the soldering iron. Yeah, that's off already. Unplug that. Because I can't do any more with that. That's a bit of a bust for tonight. Presume. Other than the worm, those motors are identical. I'll take these ones apart, see if these are brass ones. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm sort of hitting the wall. Put them in there. Keep all the bits together so I don't lose them. And that will go into my to-do box for another 6 months before I go, oh yeah, I got these to do. Forgotten I got the wrong motors, pull them out again, try to do them again and go, oh no. I remember now. Just looking at the receipt. 16th of July last year is when I got them. So it's almost a year they've been sat there. You're just going to 6, 900 gram mark, very solid, very good. Yeah, I didn't get signed with my class 181. I might get the signed chip in the future, so they didn't have any in stock. But the signed, I like the signed. It's a novelty, but at the same time, then when you've got all your signed locos going, it gets a bit noisy. I think signed is all right for when you're at an exhibition to show people and give kids a go, blowing the horn and what have you. The replacement motors I got are brass, and the ones that are in there are plastic. And the plastic worm is actually a little bit shorter than the brass ones, which is why I put it in, put power on it. It was just jammed. It just wouldn't go. So what's everyone got planned for this weekend? Modeling or gardening? I'm going to try and do a little bit of both, but it's given to be a good weekend here. So Traditionally, the sun does come out in Ireland because that's when the state exams start in June. It's always a running joke that, you know, as soon as the state exams start, because they're on the same time every year. The Wednesday after the bank holiday Monday is when they start, and they run then for about 2 or 3 weeks. The timetable for them is more or less the same every year. Hacksaw. As far as the clamshell, I need to tidy up. It's the DCC ready one, so it runs on DC yet. Okay. Modeling this weekend. Hopefully by Sunday I'll be running trains again. Cross his fingers. Well, good luck with that, Chris. Hi, Graham. How you doing? Setting up for the show this weekend. What show is that, Graham? Must get on with the garden, yeah. As I bought some plants to put out in the pots about 2 weeks ago, and they're still sitting on the step. Not planted out yet. Hooray, Simon's back. Grasses and hedges, and possibly working on one running Rocco. So is that model grasses and hedges, Tom, or are we the real ones? Sheldon Model Railway Club at the Oakleaf Centre in Newton Aycliffe. Very good. Good evening, all. This weekend is final packing for my jollies. Off to Morocco on Monday. Hot, 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 hot. Ooh, very nice, Barry, and good evening. Hope you're keeping well. You're not flying to Morocco with Ryanair, are you, Barry? Because I believe Morocco is one of 3 places that Ryanair fly to that you can't use your app. You have to have the paper copy. Hopefully I won't get views and TCC fit my rose bushes and burn the flexi track off my laird. How's your week been? Well, last Friday I was at the show in Bangor, which is the video that's out tomorrow. Channel members would have seen it already. Saturday was my birthday, so I went on a trip on the train from Derry to Castle Rock, had a burger, some ice cream, a walk on the beach. Stopped off in Asda on the way home, got a bottle of Fireball, which for anyone who doesn't know is a cinnamon whiskey liqueur type thing, because I like cinnamon and I like whiskey, so I thought I'd try it. Drank the bottle that evening. Didn't feel so good on Sunday, so Sunday was an off day for me. Watched the Grand Prix, led around watching TV. Monday felt better, but that was back into the routine of work and school and all that sort of good stuff. But yeah. You left plant pots on the step, you plant pot. Imagine being able to digitally control your plants. Yeah, so that's really my week. And I am loving having the old Gauge Master with because I've got a sofa here sat between the two layouts, and I can just sit there and control my trains, watch TV. I'm actually enjoying running the trains because it was such a pain with the Hornby Railmaster. But with this, just switch it on and it works. Yes, very happy Saturday night. Not so much a happy Sunday morning. No, not Ryanair, TUI from Birmingham. Oh, okay, you'll be safe enough then. Yeah, it's just Ryanair put a warning out saying if you're traveling from these 3 airports, one was Morocco, remember, I think one was somewhere in Albania, and it was somewhere else where they didn't accept their app and you had to have paper copies. Hi, Howard, how are you doing? Monday, decided to head to London to go to the East Coast Main Line. A massive signal failure at Cheddington into London, 2.5 hours late as I had to go Marylebone. Wasn't that the signal failure was caused by somebody nicking cable? Did I hear that right? That failure on the East Coast Main Line? No, that was last Friday, wasn't it? Because I remember I'd done a quick live from the show, and I had a quick look to see, and I seen somebody was on from the East Coast. I thought I won't do the live, and then I checked again, and they were gone. And then somebody came into the chat and said he was doing it, and then there was a signal failure, and there was nothing to film from the line side. Wolverhampton and Birmingham, yeah. Hey, Joshie is back. Yeah, so my plan for the weekend is do a bit more on this. I've got the next section ready. I'll show you here. Voila. You can see that's ready to go up. I just need to make the supports for it to go. And then I think I'll be at the point then where I want to start laying some track on the upper level so I can see where everything's going to go. Barry Mason, good evening. How are you doing, sir? Yeah, I seem to have a leap in my subscribers recently. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or doing right, which is unusual for this time of year because usually this being a winter hobby, the subscribers fall off. But one thing I'm thinking of doing is putting up a community post sort of once a month, asking people if they've got any questions they would like answered, and then doing a video on it once a month. So like people put up 4 or 5 questions or whatever and say, can you show me how to do this? Or can you, like a lot of stuff I'll have videos done that I can point them to, but if there's something, a particular thing they want to show me. So I'm thinking I might do that over the next month or two. Just put that up as a community tab and put it on Facebook and just say, look, if you got a question, pop it here. I'll try and do a video where I'll answer 4 or 5 questions, or do a particular live stream and answer the questions. And then people can watch it back at their leisure. Where did that tunnel come from? I haven't seen that before. Oh, that the layout that's got the Irish trains on it. That's my old 6x4 layout. That's the one I built during lockdown. I've got that in here running trains on it while I'm building the other layout, which is on the 2 cameras on the left, which is the lower level. I got a couple of trains running all around it for now. So anybody who's joined, running around on the 6x4 layout is Irish trains. It's an A class on the inside loop and a 181 class on the outside loop. And you can see class 121 sitting in the siding there. What I'll do is I'll actually bring that up to the camera a little bit more. You can see it. And playing on the TV in the background is somewhere in the UK. It was just a playlist of UK cab rides, and I just set it playing in the background. I'll go and have a look to see which one this is in particular. Let me just check the mics are still okay. Yeah, I had some mic trouble when I was at the show, which you'll find the video tomorrow. Some of it's a bit loud and crackly in places because the settings on the mic changed, and I didn't realize that until I was editing the video. Seattle to Appleby. Two layouts, I keep aiming at one. But the 6x4 layout usually lives in the museum, and it gets taken out to the odd show that we take it to. And to be honest, it's just been sat in one of the wagons at the museum for ages. And I thought, you know what, I want to have something running Thursday evenings. So I brought that home because I need to do a little bit of work on it as well, which has been sat here for months and I haven't done any of that yet. So I thought, well, I can have trains running on that if I'm working on the main layout. So, and it was very relaxing this afternoon. I was sat on the sofa with the trains running around. Like, I used to have a fish tank, but I think the trains are better for relaxing. Until it derails in the tunnel and you got to go crawling around to try and fish it out. But yeah, both layouts are wired up to the same controller, to the Gauge Master, which I must say I'm really impressed with. It works really well. I've had no issues with it yet, touch wood. So I would recommend it. And so what we've got running around here is the Red Stripe 37 is a Bachmann. The EWS is a V-Trains, which I believe was some Lima guys who left and then set up V-Trains, and it was just the 37s they produced. Very good, very solid machine, works really well. The 121 in the sidings is a Murphy's Models. The 181 going around is a Murphy's Models made by Bachmann. I think the class 121 was made by Bachmann as well for Murphy's Models. And then the A class is Irish Railway Models or Akira scale. You got some van type wagons on your layout. I'm looking for 10 or 12 CIE wagons, but at 33 quid each, it gets very expensive. Yeah, they are very expensive wagons. The wagons that are going around at the moment behind the 37 that's one of those rare bargains you find at a show. The Bangor show had them, and I think I got them for like £3 each. Now, some of them are Triang, Hornby, kit built. Some of them got the really old big plastic wheels on them, which don't like going over points, but they're really, really good. I'll avoid fish tanks. But yeah, you have to constantly sort of keep an eye on eBay and places like that. And railway shows are the best place to go, as long as you get to them before Brian from Finnerton, Clive, Newland Junction, Newland Railway. He's another one who will see, like, every time I watch one of his videos, it's like, oh, I got this for like 50 pence. And I'm like, where did he? Which routes the A-class? I think the A-class done a lot of probably the main routes to Cork and Belfast. And I think the 181s more or less went everywhere. Because like there's not a massive network in Ireland to put your locomotives on. They were delivered in '66. They were built by General Motors in Illinois in the USA. And there was 12 of them in total. They were fitted with a 1100 horsepower engine, weighed 67 tons, a maximum speed of 89 miles an hour, which was restricted to 75 miles an hour. Oh, and the model I've got there, which is 186, was fitted with a lesser engine, which was used in the class 141s, which same body shape, different engines. So that was only a 960 horsepower engine. Yeah, this isn't all on my head. This is something I printed off for doing the my notes for the video. Yeah, it says in their final days, they were only used on permanent way trains or as pilots. The last one was withdrawn in 2009. Yes, Flymo, very good. Yeah, Train Set Direct, have a look at them. They've always got good bargains on wagons like that. They won't be CIE one, but you can get onto Fox Transfers, is it, that do a lot of Irish transfers? Just paint them up and put transfers on it. I mean, those orange coaches that are going around, they're Lima ones, Hornby and Lima ones out of the 125 sets, which I just painted up. And I've got a load more carriages here that I've been picking up as I go to shows, you know, old Airfix ones and things like that I'm going to paint up. Yeah, that's very true, Jerry. There's some of the things that have, yeah, they've got lovely detail on them, but you have to pick it up to see it. And it's just like, Is there one big rail network in Ireland, or is it little separate ones? Well, the rail networks are all connected. You have Dublin, and everything goes out as a spider web from Dublin. So you have Connolly Station, which would service Belfast, Sligo, and down to Wexford, Rosslare. And then you have Houston, which goes across to Galway, Limerick, and Cork. So imagine where Dublin is. It's over on the east coast, centre of Ireland. Everything comes out as a spider from there. Houston and Connolly are connected by a tunnel that goes under Phoenix Park. And the last special I went on went that way. But that's basically the routes that there is in Ireland. Like if you want to go to Donegal, you have to get the train to Sligo and then bus it from there, or get the train up to Belfast, and like from Belfast then you can go to Larne, Bangor, Derry, Londonderry, or Stroke City, and there's a branch from Coleraine up to Portrush. Yeah, Waterford. Yeah, you have the DART services as well, which DART is Dublin Area Regional Transport, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah, 90 euros for 3 wagons is too much. Yeah, I think for the detail and the quality that they are, it's worth it. But at the same time, it is a lot for 3 wagons. If you want to build up a rake, how many hundreds is that going to cost you? You have to go to a lot of shows to catch the bargains. Yeah, you're right there, Timber. And of course, being here in Ireland, there's not that many shows to go to. The train shop's got a 25% locomotive sale going on. Oh, have they? I said Dublin Area Rapid Transit. Yeah. Oh, first derailment of the evening. Is that sorted? Yeah, check out Simon's videos, because he's done a few videos around Dublin. You spent 3 days there, 4 days there, Simon? You got some great videos. Well, they published a report here in Ireland. It came out, draft report came out months ago, and then the full report came out. And it's all, yes, this is what we're going to do, but it's all, the can's being kicked down the road because they're not looking to start this until 2030, 2040. You know, well, we're going to build a railway line from Derry into Letterkenny. We're going to reinstate this line, reinstate that line, dual this line, electrify this line. It's like, yeah, that sounds great, and that's what we need, but they're not going to build it anytime soon. They'll be, instead of investing in the infrastructure now and putting it there in place before it's needed, they're going to put it in after it's needed, when it's more expensive and they have to route around things. And you know, I firmly believe in infrastructure as being, you know, you build it and they will come and say, well, we can't reinstate that line, there isn't the population. I think you reinstate it and you'll get the population, because then people can live there and get to work. Well, what you didn't see, after I finished Howth, I went back to the station and all services were had to get the bus back to Dublin. What happened? Why were they suspended? Four days, but filmed 3 days. Yeah. Train fault at Bayside. All right. One other thing about details is the detail packs that come with your locos. I never fit the detail because I think it makes it too delicate and fiddly, and you know, especially when you've got a layout that you're moving around all the time, so you're taking the stock off and putting it back on and putting it in boxes. DART is electric trains on the surface. It runs on the same lines that the mainline stuff, like it runs on the main line out to, that goes out down to Wexford, Waterford, Rosslare. It's electrified as far as Greystones, I think, is as far as it goes. North, that goes out as far as Howth, and they're on about electrifying it to the west out as far as Maynooth. At the moment, they're getting some new trains in that they're going to be trialing, which are overhead, but also with a battery. So where the overhead comes to an end, they can carry on going for 60 kilometers, I think, before they need charging. So what they've got planned to do, I think from where it ends, they only have 20 kilometers to go. So 20 kilometers, and then they come back 20 kilometers, so that's 40. So they should, in theory, still have 20 in the tank. Yeah, I forgot about the Lewis. Yeah, that's a surface tram that goes along the streets. Yeah, Dart's nothing like the London Underground. Like when a few times I've been in London, you hear people complaining about the Underground. I think it's bloody brilliant. You can get on it and you can go to all these places really quickly and efficiently. I know, yes, rush hours, it's probably jammed solid, but yeah, I'm pretty much the same, Tom. I couldn't be bothered to fit them all and just. See where the Yeti who lives in the tube tunnels. Is that where Boris lives, is it? How's all the campaigning going over there for all you UK guys? We have our local elections and the European elections next Friday. So every day, every evening, I have someone else coming around knocking on the door. There seems to be so many different parties over here. And what's worse is we vote by proportional representation. So you put a 1 beside your preferred preferred, and then number 2 for the next, and 3 and on like that. And so you end up with a ballot sheet that's maybe got 17 names on it, and you're looking at it and you're working your way down going, I don't want you, don't want you, don't want you, don't want you. And then you're like, well, I'm left with you and I don't really want you either. Well, it's Peter away. Take care, Pete. Oh, actually, it's 3 minutes past 9. I should be finishing up now. Whoever you vote for, the government gets in. Yeah, and it's never the government you want. Anyway, I'll say goodnight now. I'll give you a minute or two to say goodbye to everyone. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream now shortly. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As I said, video out tomorrow on the Bangor Show. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here. I'm sure I'll see some of you in the other streams over the weekend. I'm sure RGJ Trains are doing one Saturday evening. I presume Anthony's going to try and do his usual one tomorrow evening if he's actually in a place where he can do it from, depending how well he gets delayed. Yes, I will enjoy the bank holiday, Brian. If you're over this way, anytime over the bank holiday, give me a shout. But I'm going to go get myself some tea now. I think it might be just a bowl of Weetabix. I don't fancy cooking. Oh, you're going to be in Scotland? Oh, you did say. Well, enjoy Scotland, Simon. And good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's great having you guys here on a Thursday evening. Have a bit of chat and a bit of banter. D&D session tomorrow night. Oh. said, Brian did say D&D, not S&M. Yeah, as Tom says, don't forget the thumbs up on your way out. So thanks for tuning in, guys. It's great having you here on a Thursday evening. And I'm going to call an end to the stream now. And hopefully I'll see you in the streams. And if not, I'll speak to you next Thursday. So take care, everyone. Enjoy your modeling. Bye.